What's going on, everybody? Welcome to episode number 13 of the series where I attempt to fill as many collection log spots as possible on my maxed Ultimate Ironman. I'm going to be starting this video off at 463 total collections logged. In the last one, I completely finished the Shades of Morton log and got the full Zealot outfit. So for this one, I want to do something a little different. As you guys know, for the past few months, I've been working through this minigames log, and I haven't done much PVM, so I want to start working towards some PVM stuff. When it comes to Ultimate Ironman, I want to get as much wilderness stuff done as I can on the log. When I don't have as many items on my account, it just makes it a lot easier since every hour I'm going to have to keep resetting my death piles. So I want to start working towards doing maybe some Chaos Fanatic and go for the Chaos Elemental pet. There's a few things I have to do before I can actually go for that though. I want to finish Monkey Madness 2 so I can get the Seed Pod, which will allow me to teleport from level 30 Wilderness. And I also want to work through Dragon Slayer 2 to get the Locator Orb, which is somewhere near like the end of the quest. That'll allow me to get my HP down to die a lot quicker and save me a lot of time. Before I get into those though, I did get 300,000 more woodcutting XP from Redwoods when I was editing previous videos. And from that, I have a bunch of caskets here to open, so I'm going to start with these. So I have 5 beginner clues to open. There's some duplicate mole slippers, and also duplicate frog slippers. Nothing from that one, and nothing from the remaining, so a few duplicate items there. Also 3 more easy clues to open, so let's go through these. And there's an imp mask, nice. I don't know what the rate is on this one, but that is another unique. And then from the last easy clue, nothing from that one. Okay, 3 more left to go here. There is the medium clue, which is another unique item, a pink headband. And finally here are the 2 elite caskets. The first one, wow, I actually got another one. I'm getting so lucky with these elites, man. I've done like 50, 51. And I think I have like 9 uniques from elites already. And now the final elite right there, nothing from that one. But yeah, that's huge to get another one from that elite. So yeah, that's 9 total uniques from 52 elite clues. Okay, actually one more thing before I go and start Monkey Madness 2 and Dragon Slayer 2. I need to make sure that I have easy access to looting bags. And the easiest way to do this is from playing LMS. As you see in here, every point that I have is a looting bag that I can buy. So I'm gonna try to get maybe like 20 points for now. So I have 20 looting bags that I can get. So I managed to get my first win here, although the final person left was actually a bot, so I didn't really have to fight many people for it. That's the thing with LMS that I'm noticing. There is a lot of bots. There's usually like 6 real players or something out of the 24, so it is kind of easy to get points from this. But yeah, there is also the Victor's Cape 1 added to the collection log, and you can see on here I've played a total of 14 games. I am really bad at PvP, so with LMS, it's going to be basically a whole learning experience for me. When it comes to PvP, but I am enjoying doing it so far. So that's about an hour or so of LMS, 24 points from that. It's a lot more than I thought it was going to be, honestly. I was expecting, every time I thought about LMS, to be getting like 8 to 10 points an hour or something. So 24 looting bags from an hour of doing this is very, very easy. Now that I have enough points for all of those, though, I am going to continue with Monkey Madness 2. And there it is, Monkey Madness 2 completed. It's actually only the second time I've ever done this quest. The first time I did it was on the day of release, back on my normal Ironman account, so pretty bad memories when it came to the platform from doing it on day 1. And it's always put me off doing the quest, but thankfully it really wasn't as bad as I remembered. But with that quest being done now, I'm going to be moving on to Dragon Slayer 2. Okay, as mentioned, I'm only doing Dragon Slayer 2 to get the Locator Orb, but I didn't realize that I need a Dragonstone to be able to create that during the quest. So I got myself up to that point, and now I'm going to take a bit of a detour to go and get the D-Stone. I did this boss a little earlier on in the series. You guys will probably remember how to do it for some crystal keys, and that's the same reason I'm back here now. They drop at a rate of 1 in 18, so it is very fast to get them. It's basically just bring as much prayer boosting gear as possible, so I guess I'm getting some use out of the Zealot robes that I got here. But yeah, this boss is incredibly easy. You just protect ranged, and then when he does a special attack, you run away from it. And that's basically it. Hey, there we go. Only about a half an hour later, there is the crystal key. Also, while I was here, I realized too that I don't have a glory to use for wildy bosses, so I am going to be staying here to get a second key on top of that. And also, this boss, you'll see it in my inventory, it drops a noted black dragon hide, which is going to be very useful in saving me time if I end up dying to a PKer. And I need to go and remake some later on. Alright, that's the second key on 84 kill count, so I'm going to go ahead and teleport out of here. and then I'm gonna make the glory and also get myself the locator orb. Okay, with this, I now have everything I need to go ahead and start doing wilderness bosses. Really quickly, I'll just spam this to show you all the reason I got it. It's going to allow me to lower my HP very quickly. That'll allow me to death pile a lot faster and just save a lot of hassle overall. Actually, one more thing here before I start doing the bosses. I want to go and start working through the wilderness diary. I want to do the hard diary so I can actually change where the obelisks teleport me to. So I'm going to look through that and get all of the items that I need to finish it. I went and filled my inventory with pretty much all of the items I'm going to need to do the easy, the medium, and the hard. So now I'm going to show you guys the reason I have the locator orb here. I'll go more in depth on the strategy when I have my little setup ready for Chaos Fanatic, but basically I'm going to spam the locator orb to get my HP down to 1. And then I'm just going to go over here and attack the guard. And then all he needs to do is hit me once, and that is my death pile already made. It's a lot faster than doing the nettles for sure. Also, something I learned recently, I don't know if this is like a new update or something, but if you right-click on the loot pile here, you can actually scroll down on it. I had no idea you could do this until somebody in my clan chat mentioned it, and it makes this a lot easier. Before, you kind of just had to pray that your items were on the top and they were clickable. So, and there is the easy wilderness diary completed. Here's what it's looking like so far. I have almost all the mediums done as well, and this is going to be the final task in the medium diary, opening the muddy chest here. So there is the medium diary done, and I also have almost all of the hard tasks done now as well. The only 3 tasks I have left now to complete the hard diary are to do Major Arena 1, and then to kill the Chaos Elemental, and then all 3 of these. I still have 38 minutes left on this death pile, so I'm going to go do Major Arena 1 and get this one completed, and then after that I'll get all the gear and stuff I need to do the other ones. Okay, with this one in specific, I also did the 200 casts to be able to use the spell outside of the arena, since I need to do that for Major Arena 2 eventually. But now I just have the boss kills left to go. So this is going to be the setup for the Chaos Elemental kill. It's the best things I could think of. There might be some things I can change out. For one kill, though, it's more than enough for sure. There's also another type of mechanic in Ultimate that I want to re-mention again. So, unlike like normal Ironman, we can't just bring 3 items to be protected in the wilderness. And you also cannot use the protect item prey. So, you're basically permanently skulled on an Ultimate Ironman. So if I die in the wilderness, I'll lose literally everything I have on me here. So it makes doing wildy content overall a lot harder. You have to choose between if you want to bring really bad gear or if you want to risk to lose good items that you bring. I'm doing a voiceover on this clip. I just want to let you all know that when I recorded this originally, I ended up just flinching it for the diary kill. I didn't know about any of the safe spot methods that you could use. I do know about them now though, and I will end up utilizing them in the future. So yeah, just a heads up on that. Well, that was painful, but there is the kill done. Also a combat task from that for 3 points. Would have been nice, of course, to spoon the pet on 1 KC, but yeah, the chances of that are pretty low. Kill took me like 10 minutes or something to do. But with that done, I'm going to go re-gear myself to do the final task of the hard diary, which is going to be to kill the crazy archaeologist, Chaos Fanatic, and Scorpio. I'm going to try to do all 3 of these in one trip. Okay, here we go once again. Here's the new setup for all 3 of the kills that I'm going to be doing. This is kind of going to be my setup when I do Fanatic. I'm going to change it up a little bit and add more things. It's definitely more than enough for 1 kill, and the rest of the stuff in my inventory. I'm going to be using the Blighted Ancient Ice Axe for Scorpio. But yeah, let's get this going. Okay, there is number 1 completed. That is the Crazy Archaeologist dead. And also 2 more combat tasks with that. Expecting I'm probably going to get some sort of combat challenge from finishing this one too. Let's see. So there's Chaos Fanatic dead. Looting bag, and no task actually, surprisingly. This was a lot easier than I thought it was going to be. Even just using Ancients here, it died really fast. There is the first Scorpio kill for a Dragon Sim. Also a task completed, and as you can see in the clan chat there, Hard Wilderness Diary completed. Nice little Wilderness Sword 3 there, and 3 more XP lamps, of course, per usual. Every single one of these is going to go into herb. It's going to be 25,000 more XP there. And now into this tab here, there is all 3 of the green bars. When it comes to the Elite Diary, I don't plan to kill any of these 3 yet. I do want to try some Vedion. I might do it later on in this video. I'm not entirely sure yet, but I will be working on this diary a little later on. So only one more thing to do now before I can go and start farming Chaos Fanatic. I have 54 Dwarf Weeds here that I need to go and make into ranged potions. And from that point on, I'm going to go re-gear, and I'll see you guys when I'm ready to go back into the wildy. Once I actually get the whole death pile process down a bit more, I'll show it to you all in depth, but for now I made sure just to get all the gear I need in my inventory before I go and start my death pile. So I need to go through here and pick everything up, And here's the setup I'll be using for the Chaos Fanatic. I'm not sure yet on how many ranged and prayer pots I'm going to need to bring per trip. I'll just figure it out over time. But yeah, I also need a full inventory for this boss, or it'll randomly unequip my weapons with one of its attacks. So in terms of food, I'm just going to be bringing stews. As for the boss itself, all you need to do is pray mage, and when he shoots a special attack, you just run away from it. It's basically the same exact boss as the deranged archaeologist I did earlier, to be honest. But yeah, that is the second kill and also a combat task for 2 points. This is also really close to an altar, so sometimes between kills I'll just run over here and recharge my prayer. The altar is also really useful for one of the combat tasks that you have to do here. I'll mention that a little bit later on. Kill number 10, another combat task completed for 2 more points, and I also got an ancient staff, which is really helpful. I dropped the one I had before, and you can't buy it back once you've already done that, so the only way for Ironman to get that again is by getting it as a drop, so I am going to be hanging onto this one. So I mentioned a few clips ago that this altar would be really helpful in completing this task, which requires me to kill the Chaos Fanatic 10 times without drinking any prayer potion or leaving the wilderness. Okay, that's going to be the first hour here done for 22 kills since I started with 1. I do expect this to go up a lot over time. 22 is pretty good, but I know for sure I could probably get it upwards of maybe like 30. And there is the hard combat task done for 25 kills, which is the last combat task I have at this boss. So I fully expect at this point there's going to be a few comments asking me why I hadn't imbued my magic short bow before starting this. And all I can really say to you guys is I just completely forgot. It was on my list of things to do, and for some reason I just skipped past it. Thankfully, I did remember early on, and I went and did it, so I'm only at 31 kills right now. Oh, let's go. Malediction Shard 1 already on 50 KC. Huge. That's one of the 3 drops that I need here. Up to 76 KC now. I'm getting more around like 30 kills an hour or something. I wanted to use this time to finally show you all the death pile method that I'll be using for every wildy boss. So the first thing to mention here, when I death pile, my loot does stay on the ground, not visible to other players for exactly an hour. And what I do is I set a timer for 45 minutes just to be safe, which gives me 15 minutes to remanage all my items. But basically after the 45 minutes, I'll use the obelisk to go to lower level wildy, as you guys see on the screen. And then I'll teleport to my house and head back over to Prif. Once I'm here, I'm going to pick up the locator orb again and spam myself to 1 HP. And I'll die on this tile with all of my wildy gear so I can keep the whole setup separate from my other items. Then I'm going to run back over, pick up the locator orb again, and now I need to reset all of my loot so it'll be there for another hour. I have so much stuff here that I actually have 2 death piles that I need to go and reset. So I'm going to go over to the first pile and then spam pick up as much stuff as I can. This is also where I get the new amount of ranged and prayer potions that I'll be needing for my next trip to the wildy. So I'll leave some slots open and then I'm going to teleport to a bank to get those. For some reason, in this specific clip, I went to the Grand Exchange. I usually go to the Crafting Guild. I don't know why I decided to go to the Grand Exchange for this, but once I have the amount of potions that I want, I'm going to head back over to Prif again, and then I'm going to continue to fill my inventory up until it's full, and then I'm going to go and die on a separate game tile, just so I know which loot I have reset and which loot I haven't. Then I'm going to head back over, pick up the orb once more, and then pick up the rest of my items that I have yet to reset, and die once again to create that new death pile. So at this point, all of my item stacks are good for another hour, and all I have to do is pick up the potions that I previously made, and then go back over to the marked tile and pick up all of my wildy gear again. For those of you that don't play this game mode, I know this could have been kind of confusing to follow. I tried my best to explain it, but it's overall, in general, just really confusing. And it's definitely a hassle to do. That's the main reason you don't see too many Ultimate Ironmans doing wildy content. Alright, up to 98 kills now. I'm going to be stopping here for the day. Pretty decent amount of kills. I also really quickly wanted to show you all where I'm getting the rune arrows from. So in LMS here, you can buy 300 rune arrows for 3 points. That's about how many I use per hour. It's between like 250 and 300 is what it seems so far. So I'm going to be going through 3 LMS points with this every hour, which means I'm going to have to consistently do more LMS as well to keep affording to buy these. All right, it's the next day. I got myself 30 more LMS points before I got off, and I also did a bunch more AFK woodcutting, so I've gained 600k total XP in this video so far. Some more clues to open here as well from the redwoods. Let's start with the beginner clues. Up to 198 now, nothing from those. Onto the easy casket here now, another blessing, which I already have, and finally the medium clue. And I do get a unique from that, a Shazian banner. I'll just really quickly go through all my clues. I haven't shown these for a while. Those of you that are new to the series, if you want to like look through these really quick and pause them, see how many items I have, how many clues I've done. This is what all of them are looking like so far. So now I'm going to head back over to the Chaos Fanatic, and there is 100 total kill count. With wielded content, of course, comes running into a lot of PKers. So far, I've seen one probably every 10 to 15 minutes, so it is pretty common. As for escaping here, it's not as hard as some other places. What I basically try to do, I'll show you guys in this clip, is to keep aggro with the Chaos Fanatic and work my way over towards the obelisk, which I have set to teleport me to the lowest level wilderness. And since I am in a single zone here, if I can keep the aggro on the Chaos Fanatic all the way to the obelisk, the PKer can't attack me. There is another clip here I'll show you all right now where the PKer actually went and started spamming the obelisk, which I'd imagine he had his set to like a super high level of the wilderness, so if I would have stepped onto that, it would have been even worse for me. So the other option I had here was to run over to the KBD lair and go down the ladder there. Thankfully, the guy didn't manage to TB me when I was running over here. If I did get tele blocked, I assume the only other way for me to get away would be to just spam up and down the ladder and maybe try to get an aggro on one of the monsters up top in X-Log or something. If I do end up getting in that situation eventually, though, I will be sure to show you guys the clip. Alright, up to 200 kills now, and I also went and made some changes. I decided to start bringing a bit of Karambwans with me, just so I have some extra food to escape with if I get teleblocked. And I also started to hop worlds between kills. I'm not using the altar anymore, and the world hopping that I'm doing, it's like 25 seconds per respawn, so by the time I'm able to hop worlds, it saves me like 20 seconds between each kill having to wait. So here's a pretty cool update, 267 kills, and with that, I'll show you all a picture on the screen here. I am now top page for Chaos Fanatic kills on Ultimate Ironman. Oh my gosh, no way. There it is, Odium Shard 1. I only have the pet left to go on this log. That is on 309 KC as well. Let's go, man. So, very random jump here from the last clip. I ended up going and pking more woodcutting. I'm trying to do the wilderness at like certain times when there's less people. So, 1 million total XP gained now from redwoods this video. I'm also almost 35 million XP. Still no woodcutting pet. If you guys are wondering why I'm still doing it, that's the reason. Once I do end up getting the woodcutting pet, I'll probably spend my AFK time doing Karambwans trying to get the fishing pet. But I do have a few more clues here to open, so let's go ahead and start with the beginners here, where I more than likely won't get anything since there's such very little items I have left. Nothing from either of those. Onto the medium, nothing from those either. And finally, the hard casket here. 2 uniques from that, but neither that I need. Okay, so if you look at my inventory here, you'll see both of the shards. I did hang on to these for now. I'm probably going to drop them. The shields, I don't think really have any use for me. And I'm not going to be doing Scorpion, I don't think, for a while, so there's really no point into holding on to these. But yeah, into this log here, 309 total kills for both of these. I still need the Chaos Elemental pet, as mentioned before. I'm going to be done with Fanatic here. I'm going to be moving on to doing the Chaos Elemental itself. It's a 1 in 300 chance to get the pet here, where it's a 1 in 1,000 from Chaos Fanatic. And I also have a chance here of getting a Dragon Pickaxe from it. I am going to be doing that in the next video, though. I might do some Calvarion in the next video as well. I'm not entirely sure if I want to do that yet. Yeah, that's going to do it for this one. Up to 470 total collections log now. I hope you guys are enjoying the change up from all the skilling content I've been doing and enjoying the wilderness contents. So I'll see you guys in about another week for the next video.